What's good, Lakers fans? This is a new beginning. This is a new podcast. Welcome to Showtime with Manny. First episode. This is a podcast that I've been trying to get started for quite a while now, but just never could find the right opportunity to go ahead and get it done. The Lakers defeat the Denver Nuggets 93 to 89. And this game wasn't a fun game to watch, but it reminded me of some old school type basketball back in the Kobe and Shaq type days. Not the game, not the style of play, but the way that we won. It was a grind out game where, back in the day, teams will struggle to get to that, 100-point mark. And I mean, the halftime score was ugly. After the third quarter was ugly, and we knew that the final score was going to be ugly. 93 points in today's NBA, 93 points is a score that you get midway through the third quarter nowadays, with teams scoring over, 120 points. So I want to go ahead and dive into this game, into this matchup. So the Lakers have been falling and falling and falling. And it just seemed like whatever we tried to do, we just couldn't get it all to work. When you get a Dennis Schroeder back and then, LeBron is out, LeBron comes back, Dennis is now out for 10 to 14 days with protocol, and the playoffs is right around the corner. And the Lakers are trying to avoid this playing game because if you have to play this playing game, not only do you not get a week off to rest, it's pretty much like a wasted effort. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna win the Lakers are gonna win the playing game if they play that. So it's like you the way that they're playing is set up is crazy. So the 7 and 8 play each other, right? And the seventh gets to chill. If you end up as the eighth seed, then you got to play the winner of the 9 and 10, which you don't even want to get into all that mess. It's just unnecessary. LeBron quoted that whoever that created this playing matchup stuff should be fired. And you know what? I mean, I agree. The playoff game is great for NBA fans, but when you're in that situation, knowing that you're a good team, you kind of hate it. But it just is what it is. Win your games, and you don't have to worry about that playing tournament. Now, yesterday, coming into the game, the Denver Nuggets have been winning a lot of games. They've been taking care of teams. They took care of the Clippers with a healthy Kawhi and Paul George. So when you look at the Denver Nuggets, I had them as a top three team with Jamal Murray. I still think that the Denver Nuggets are a dangerous team. They're better than some of the teams that are in the top three, top four right now. But you look at Aaron Gordon. They go ahead and get an Aaron Gordon. And I really didn't even understand that move. I felt like they could have gone maybe getting like a big man, which they did in JaVale McGee, who's going to play dividends for them come playoff time. But it seemed like bringing in an Aaron Gordon is like it's repetitive. They like to play a ton of big type wings, kind of like how they had a Grant last year, and Jeremy Grant was just awesome in their system. And this year, Michael Porter Jr. has just been amazing for the Nuggets. So don't get it twisted. He is a baller. He's going to be a star, and he's going to really show what he can do come playoffs. But as we dive in more into this matchup, Aaron Gordon has given LeBron James um, some tough matchups or some tough matchup problems in the past. So bringing in Aaron Gordon is more so to guard like the bigger wings like the LeBrons and the Kawhis of the world, and that's why the Nuggets match up perfectly with the Clippers. If they match up again this year, even without a Jamal Murray, I think that the Denver Nuggets can take them out. But when you look at the game, Aaron Gordon didn't do much. He had 5 points. He was a non-factor. Even defensively, he tried, but he was just a non-factor. Only played 25 minutes. Michael Porter Jr., when he gets hot, it can be game over. The guy came out, he started shooting the ball, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. He just gave me those vibes like, I'm about to win this game. And remember that part in the game where it was a swing. Had he hit that three, it might have been a foul, 4-point play to tie the game. But because it was Caponzo pushing AD, we caught a break there. So the game was just up and down. Michael Porter Jr. did end up with 19 points, 6 rebounds. He was a big part of what the Denver Nuggets were doing. He's going to be a big part for them in the playoffs if we do get to match up with the Denver Nuggets. But Nikolai Jokic, he had 32 points, but his 32 points was a tough 32 points. He had to fight in battle to get those 32 points. And Andre Drummond was in foul trouble. Andre Drummond cannot guard a Jokic. He's big enough, but the best defender that I've seen guard Jokic was Dwight Howard. That's one time I'll say, you know what? We're gonna miss a Dwight Howard because of how he was able to guard a guy like Jokic. Now, Jokic did have those 32 points. Gasol came out there and tried to, he tried his best to guard him. But Gasol did a heck of a job, which I'm going to get to. But even with all the defense and everything that we did, Jokic ended up with 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. He is going to be an MVP candidate come this year. So look out for Jokic possibly winning the MVP. I think he's my front runner. You can say Joel Embiid, but Joel Embiid has been out with injury. But outside of Porter and Jokic, they didn't really give you anything. Like, what could the Nuggets really do in a game where, everybody is struggling to find points? Even off the bench, JaVale McGee came in and gave them solid minutes. He came in, he played 12 minutes, he scored 10 points. JaVale McGee was looking like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, it was annoying. Like JaVale McGee receiving his ring last night, he's saying, "Look, Lakers, you guys messed up by letting me go." The other night, it was Kyle Lowry saying, "Oh, y'all didn't want to trade THT and KCP for me. I'm Kyle Lowry. I'm a champion." And these are kind of the games and memories that people have when they play the Lakers. They want to put out their best product versus the Lakers. So you can't fault JaVale McGee for doing this thing yesterday. I felt like JaVale McGee should have played more, but I'm glad he didn't, because had he played more minutes, they possibly could have won the game. Either way it goes, this game could have gone either way. Either way. We look at what the Lakers have done this game. Anthony Davis, 33 minutes. So that means they're ramping it up. He's out there showing that he's getting healthy, because Anthony Davis had been punked by so many people. The dunk by Roy Hachimura, and then people blocking AD and moving him out the way like he's a nobody. I mean, AD's getting back healthy, and he's hearing all the noise. He's hearing all the chatter, and I'm glad that he was able to bring his best game forward yesterday. He had some key blocks for us. He had 25 points, 7 rebounds. His rebounds are going to be anywhere between 7 and 9, just because we have a Drummond, we have Kuzma, we have some other pretty good rebounders on the team that are going to take some of those rebounding numbers away from AD. So his rebounding does not concern me. It's the shot blocking and it's the scoring. Okay. He shoots a lot of threes, which I don't like, but last night he limited it to just 2 threes. I love it when AD shoots less threes and more mid-range jumpers. He's not really a guy that's going to overpower you, but at the same time, it's like, yo, AD, get inside. You're a big man. We need you to be big. You know what I'm saying? So Kyle Kuzma didn't really have a good game yesterday. He tried to, defend the best that he could. He had 6 points. I mean, it was tough for the Lakers to find points yesterday. Andre Drummond, like I said, was in foul trouble, and he had 5 fouls, and he had 4 points. Wow, he had 0 rebounds. Andre Drummond did not have a rebound in 22 minutes. That's how you know that Andre Drummond had a terrible game. Terrible game. And this is a game where you need an Andre Drummond against a big guy like Jokic. KCP had 10 points. KCP was big yesterday. Few layups that he made, a few shots that he hit. KCP was key. He had 7 rebounds as well. He knew that he needed to step up with LeBron James being out. And KCP has done a decent job the second half of the season stepping up when we need it, when we need him to. So we need more KCP. I believe he's the X factor for us winning the whole thing. Caruso did step into the game and he started. He gave them 11 points. And he was running around with Caponzo. Caponzo is a good player. It's hard to guard that guy. So, Caruso did a pretty good job chasing him around. That guy is just a firecracker, just a guy that just, he plays hard. He reminds me of a shorter Caruso. Caruso are two similar kind of guards. And Caruso had a pretty good game, had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. And, it's like Caruso, you feel like you need more out of him, but you're not going to get more than 15 points out of Caruso. He's not there to score. He's there to play defense, hustle, create for others, and just be a smart player. Sometimes you have all these different teams that have all these different guys that score and do all this. You need the players that will come in there and do the dirty work, and that's what Caruso is. So I appreciate Caruso for stepping up yesterday. Morris has been struggling with a shot. Hopefully he steps up big in the playoffs. I mean, he was big in the playoffs last year, so I believe that's where he steps in. But it seems like Vogel almost lost this game. I'm going to get into the rest of the bench players. Vogel almost lost this game because when he brought Drummond back into the game, and the game was close, The game started to slip, and he brought Gasol back. But I'm going to get to Gasol in a minute. Gasol was really the MVP for the Lakers last night. It was two players that stepped up, that have been constant professionals, that came in and gave the Lakers exactly what they needed, that fire, that grit, that urgency. You hear Gasol in his press conference saying urgency, urgency, urgency. When you're a champion and you're trying to repeat, you got to have that sense of urgency. And it's sad that Gasol wasn't even here last year, but he's the one that's leading the team and saying, hey, have that sense of urgency. So I'm glad that Gasol came in, played well. He had 10 points. He had 7 rebounds. He had a few good passes. He was literally the key why we won this game. He was able to stretch the floor. I believe he hit what? Was it? He hit 3 3-pointers. He was 3 for 4 from 3. So he was able to stretch the floor, and then he was able to pass the ball and defend Jokic. He was literally the reason why we won this game. When he came in, you saw the spacing was better. And Kuzma, after the last game versus Toronto, was advocating to go ahead and give Marc Gasol some more minutes because they know the leadership that Marc Gasol provides. A lot of Laker fans were pissed off. Oh, Marc Gasol this, Marc Gasol that. He's a champion. He's a winner. He understands what it takes to win. You might not like his game. Just say that. Just don't say that he's a bad player, that he's not a constant professional. A guy that became the third string center after Drummond got there. He's behind Montrezl Harrell, and he comes in and gives you a game like this. You got to give him credit. I've been telling people, Gasol is going to be a weapon come playoff time. Don't worry about Gasol. He's going to be fine. When his number is called, he's going to come in and do what he does, which is stretch the floor, play solid defense, and leadership. You cannot forget leadership. Now, we move on to Montrezl Harrell. Only 10 minutes. There's going to be games where Harrell or Gasol don't even play. There's going to be games where Drummond don't play. It's only but so many minutes that you can divide between 3 centers in a 48-minute game. So sometimes somebody's going to play 10 minutes, somebody's going to play 5 minutes based off of the matchups. I mean, that's going to determine what a group is used and who plays. It's all up to Vogel. Sometimes Vogel has me scratching my head. I don't know what Vogel is doing. The second MVP of this game is Wesley Matthews. Wesley Matthews came in and gave the Lakers 8 points. The guy was phenomenal. When you needed him, he stepped up. There was a layup that he went up. I mean, Marc Gasol got the rebound and threw a heck of a pass. And Wesley Matthews caught it, went up and reversed, fell down, scored that bucket, and then came in and hit 2 more 3-point shots. Wesley Matthews is another guy that I'm telling you guys, Laker fans, do not worry. Wesley Matthews is a vet. He knows how to play this game. He's going to come in. There's going to be times when he comes in and gives us nights like this. So the 18 points combined between Gasol and Wesley Matthews was the difference of the game. Because when you look at rebounding, you know what I'm saying? Lakers had 43 rebounds. Okay. The Nuggets had 41. So rebounding wasn't really a factor. You can't say, oh, because the Lakers had 2 more rebounds, that's the reason why they beat the Denver Nuggets. No, it was Gasol and Wesley Matthews coming off the bench, being professionals, 2 guys that have not played in how long? The only guy knows how long. I don't even know how long it's been since Wesley Matthews have played. But that's the beauty of having a deep team. That's the beauty of having veterans. That's the beauty of having people who understand how to play the game. They come in and they do what needs to be done in order to win the game. The last player I'm going to talk about is Horton Tucker. But before Horton Tucker, McLemore gave you nothing. He gave you nothing. He came out there, he shot 5 threes, he hit 1. That's just McLemore for you. He's going to come in and shoot 5 threes. If he's streaky and if he's hot, he's like a Kuzma. When they're hot, they're hot. When they're off, they're off. So he was just way off tonight. But let's talk about Horton Tucker. Orton Tucker is the player that you love, but you also hate him. He's such a good talent, but his IQ is so bad. I mean, Horton Tucker forces some shots. It makes me mad, but you know what? It just is what it is with Horton Tucker. And it just seems like there are areas to improve. There are areas that he can take and improve, like shot selection. You can't force everything. You can't go in, drive, pump fake, you turn, and you just throw it up in the air. You can't do that. You got to take good angles when you're going for these layups. We've seen him make some crazy layups, but like, for example, he drove into the lane. He threw up a wild shot. The shot hit glass, and he was lucky to get his rebound. Then he goes up and throws up another extra crazy shot over Jokic. It goes in. Lakers go up 4 and they win the game. So you hate him when he messes up, and then you love him when he does right. So, but the good thing about Horton Tucker is that he's gaining valuable experience as we approach the playoffs, because he's going to be a player that you're going to need. If Dennis Schroeder's not here, literally, he's like the only playmaker on the team, especially when there's no LeBron. So with Caruso, who's not the best playmaker out there, he's trying, he's struggling. And then now, I wish that the team had at least one more guard or one more point guard. I knew that this was going to be an issue, which was an issue last year when we had Rondo and LeBron as our premier playmakers, and Rondo gets hurt, and then now you have to depend on a guy like Caruso to run the offense and create, which is not his best asset, but he can do it. Now you have a THT who can do it, but it's like you just got to take what you get, because sometimes he makes a good play, sometimes he makes a bad play. I mean, there were plays where he's trying to force a pass and it's picked. I mean, he's telegraphing his passes. So, like I said, this is valuable experience because come playoff time, we're definitely going to need a THT. But I kind of wanted to go over the NBA standings and where we are. And also, I'm going to go over the rest of the schedule so that way we know how to prepare mentally. Because sometimes, to be honest, man, this game was a back-to-back game. After losing to Toronto, I really didn't know what to think. And then there's no LeBron. Then LeBron's, foot, it's swollen and sore. I think they said it's sore. Sorry, not swollen, but it's sore. So like, they want to give him rest. So it's kind of like we are hoping LeBron is healthy, because without LeBron, this championship run, you can just throw it out the window. So right now, the Lakers sit at the 5th seed. Clippers, Denver, Phoenix, Utah have already clinched a playoff spot. Lakers need to win a few games to clinch a playoff spot, and there's not that many games left. So we got to definitely pick it up. Look at the Lakers right now. They're 37 and 28. They're one game above Dallas. Dallas has to continue to lose. Portland has to continue to lose. And right now, staying at the 5 spot, you'll play the Clippers. To me, it doesn't really matter who the Lakers play. We're going to win. I'm that confident in the team. Now, there are Laker fans that are afraid of playing the Clippers in the first round. I'm not afraid. Now, we have a game against the Clippers coming up. We're going to see how we match up versus the Clippers with or without LeBron. That's going to be an interesting game, most definitely. So Lakers win this game, and just by a hair, we're in a 5th seed right now. Portland is in that playing game at the 7. It's Portland, Golden State, Memphis, San Antonio for the playing game. And the Dallas Mavericks, if the season ended today, will play the not Denver Broncos, Denver Nuggets. And the Clippers play the Lakers. Phoenix will play whoever, and Utah will play whoever then wins that play-in game. Now, whether we play Denver or Phoenix, I'm confident. Whether we play Phoenix or Utah, I'm confident. But it's looking like we're gonna play Denver or we're gonna play Clippers. Either way it goes, both of those games are gonna be tough, and those are series that we probably win in 6, maybe 7, because granted, we're still trying to, get our team together and everything. And if we are able to stay in the top 6, what that allows us to do is to have 1 week off of rest while everybody's doing their playing stuff, and then we kick off into the playoffs. But if we have to go in and play these playing games, the good part about it is that it's going to give us more reps to get the guys, gelling. But nobody wants to play in the playing game because it's pointless. And if you're going to avoid it, you avoid it. You can still use that 1 week off to have some practices, to come in and be with your squad and get things going. So as of right now, Lakers are 5th seed, but all that can change. Let's go ahead and dive into the Lakers schedule before we wrap up the rest of this pod. Just thinking off the top of my head, I know that we got some tough teams coming up. 4 teams remaining in these last few games that we have are playoff teams. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 more games left. 7 more games left, and these games are all tough. And I don't even know if I'm mixing up anything, but we do play Toronto again on the fourth. We play Toronto on the fourth. I don't know if my scheduling is messed up. My scheduling seems to be messed up. But from what I'm seeing Toronto again, Clippers, New York, Toronto, Charlotte, Houston, and OKC. That doesn't sound right. That does not sound right. Oh, my bad, guys. I clicked on the Clippers schedule because I was like, hold on. How do we play 3 nights in a row? I apologize. I knew something was off. And I'm looking at it knowing that we play, man, my bad, y'all. So let me go ahead and pull this up one more time. Let me click on Lakers, click on the schedule. I believe it's about 7 games left. So look at the full schedule. On the sixth, we play the Clippers. That's going to be a tough matchup. That's really going to teach us and tell us who we are as a team. So on Thursday, we play the Clippers. The next day, Friday, we play Portland at Clippers. Then on Sunday, we play Phoenix. That's the number 2 team, could be the number 1 team in the West. Then we play New York following Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we play Houston. Then we play Pacers. Then we play New Orleans. So the last 3 games are easier, but these next 4 games out of these last 7 are going to be tough. When you play the Clippers, you're going to have a healthy Kawhi. You're going to have a healthy Paul George. And for you Laker fans that are afraid of the Clippers, this will give you either doubt or confidence after this game. You're going to kind of see how we play this team. And then you be the judge whether we're able to match up well, whether you feel like we can beat those guys. I think we can beat those guys. I mean, the Clippers don't scare me. If the Lakers play Lakers ball, which is defending and playing inside, outside, we can beat any team in the NBA. Now, Portland is going to be a tough game because we're going to struggle to guard some of these quicker guards that they have. Now adding Norman Powell. When you play Phoenix, that's a matchup that's catered to us, catered to how we play. Slow it down, pick and roll type stuff. Yes, Phoenix is a team that I don't mind playing. Now, New York, that's a wild card because it's a game you feel like you can win, but they play very good defense, and Julius Randle has been balling out of control. So it's going to be all about who's guarding Julius Randle. Is Anthony Davis back? And then Houston, Pacers, New Orleans, games that you can't take for granted, but games that you can win. So the season ends March the 16th, and we're going to know whether we're playing in the playing games or not. I believe that we won't be, but appreciate you guys for listening. This is Showtime with Manny, episode number 1. Got another episode coming up, most likely after we play the Clippers. Hope you guys are just having a good time, enjoying yourselves, and being safe out there. So be sure to subscribe to the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Everything I do with Showtime with Manny is funneled to that YouTube page. Eventually, I'm going to be starting a Twitter page for this podcast. But you guys can follow me, Manny Chakuba. That's CHOKUBA, Manny Chakuba, and I'm excited for this venture. I never thought I'd be doing a Lakers podcast, but this is going to be something fun. This is going to be something cool. So once again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you feel like the Lakers have turned that corner. Let me know in the comment section where you guys feel the Lakers end up this year. Are we a 5th seed, 6th seed, 7th? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that LeBron is going to take some games off to really recover and be fully healthy? Let me know in the comment section. I love to interact with Lakers fans and fans in general. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'm out.